Hey guys, I've kind of wanted to do one of these videos for a while now. I found myself watching other people painting and things on YouTube quite a lot recently, so I thought, hey, why not try one myself? I've just started doing, I don't know if you've not heard of it, sketchbook school. And I'm absolutely loving it. It's a course called Exploring that I've signed up to, and at the minute it's kind of pushing us to do like urban sketching and stuff, which is something I've dipped into before and I've really enjoyed it, but I'm really enjoying it at the moment. So I thought this video that I'm showing you now could be one of those. I inked this earlier on, as it happened, in a children's soft play area, so clearly not actually on location like a true urban sketch is supposed to be, but I'm just kind of practicing and playing about. So I thought that I'd film myself colouring it in with my watercolours. And as you can see on the right hand side, this is my brand new paint palette, which I'm absolutely in love with, and I can't wait to take it out on location. It's got a little thumb holder thing on the bottom, so you can hold it in one hand while holding your sketchbook, and I've got the little cups as well, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this out and about. And I've filled it with some of my favourite colours. I'm not sure if they're actually going to work out in the field yet, but that's something I can play about with. So in this picture I wanted to start with a lot of the shadows, and I was working from an actual image which I will put on screen. And the shadows were quite blue, so I wanted to start off with those. I was quite nervous doing this, to be honest, because I was just thinking, what if this turns out really rubbish? And I just thought, well, if it does, then I just won't post the video. I'll film it anyway, see how it goes, but as it happens I do actually really like the finished piece. So I'm just adding all the blue areas, the blue shadows that I can see. The ink part, the line drawing part, I did with my new fountain pen. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm really new to fountain pens, and I'm really enjoying actually using them. So I'm going to do a video on that, because being a complete beginner in it, it's been a bit of a minefield trying to find the right one, and I think I found a really good one. I bought two, and they do act very differently, but I'll get into that when I do the actual video. But this one that the one that I use for this drawing is a Noodlers Ahab fountain pen, and it's really nice. Excuse me. So I'm starting to add a lot more colour into it now, and I really love watercolours, the fact that they just melt into each other. I do enjoy primary colours as well, which I've only just realised that this is mostly taking on board, although I do add a bit of green in a minute, and I like how it all kind of melds together, but I wanted to keep this one quite simple. Sometimes it's hard to know when to stop, and I often find that I have gone too far, especially in my sketchbook as well, because this particular sketchbook it's not watercolour paper or anything, so it's quite easy to go too far and the paper starts to deteriorate itself. So you have to be really careful, but I'm really using this sketchbook as a developmental kind of process. and it's really helping. I feel like it's really progressing my knowledge, my skills, and I can actually take that into my illustration work, especially with urban sketching. It's a great way of actually looking at the world and looking at the scene. Usually just walk by, well, us creative people probably don't do that, but to actually sit and actually intentionally record what you see, it's challenging to be able to get it how you want it. I mean, it's in no way in proportion or correct, but I like the kind of wonkiness of it. That's just how I draw. I'm not going to use a ruler and pencil it out and things like that, so yeah. Here I'm starting to do a bit of black work, and I'll be adding the windows and things to add a bit more depth. I really love this photo actually. Last year we went to Iceland, went to Reykjavik with the kids, and it was just an amazing place. I got so many amazing photos of the architecture and stuff, so I'm definitely going to be drawing a lot more from these images. And of course it's not the same as sitting in the actual scene and drawing the scene, but it's good practice. And especially if you've got a good image to start with, it's good practice. And I'm really pleased with what came out of this. So I'm just putting in the windows now. This is my favourite brush at the minute. I got it recently. It was quite expensive for me. I'm used to just using cheap brushes and things, so I thought I'd treat myself and actually have a good brush. It's a Dale Rowney. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Aquafine. It's a round 10, so it's quite big. So I'm not one for like tiny accurate details or anything. I quite like it when it goes over the line and looks a bit messy. But I'm actually consciously trying to look after this brush, and I've got another one by the same, I can't remember what it is actually. It's an oval wash brush. That one's quite nice. Makes more of a rectangular kind of shape. So they're my two favourite brushes. I have been looking at getting a travel brush that has like a lid on it, but they're really expensive, so I think I'll at the minute try and figure out how I can travel with these two brushes without ruining the actual bristles. Other than that, of course, I've got a brush pen anyway, a water brush pen, which I use quite a lot. It's hard to know what to say with these things. I'm actually quite enjoying watching myself paint it, to be honest. Something quite mesmerising about watching someone painting. I always find myself watching other people do it. there's a lot of videos on YouTube at the minute of urban sketches, and it's just fascinating. I love seeing how other people do it, what parts they start with, what their methods are. It's really interesting. Hence why I thought I'd put mine up there. I'm not saying in any way that I'm a pro or anything like that. I'm just really enjoying this. I'll show this sketchbook at some point actually, because it's nowhere near full, but it's the most used sketchbook I've done, and it's all thanks to sketchbook school. I'm so glad that I actually did it. I think I've got 2 weeks left on the course, and each week's like a different sketchbook task, homework that you get. Yeah, I'll probably do a video on it actually, and sort of review it along with this sketchbook. Maybe that's what the next video will be. So I'm just adding in some of the shadows of the people. Really enjoyed drawing the little people actually. I'm planning on doing some urban sketching tomorrow, actually out on location, and I'm going to try and intentionally practice drawing people, because obviously when they're moving around it's very hard to do it. You have to do it quick, and I want to do a few sketches, practice that. I think I'm getting close to the end. I'm just sort of titivating little parts of it, and this is where you start to panic that you're going to go too far. And this is where I start flicking it, and I did go a little bit too far with the flicking of the ink. I love how this looks, but I didn't actually want it to go on the building, so let's just dab it out a little bit and ignore that. But I still like how it came out. A lot of urban sketches use this technique. And there we go. That's the end product. I was going to add some pencil, possibly colouring the little people in. I'm not sure. I kind of like it as it is now. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Give me a thumbs up if you did. That would be much appreciated, and I look forward to seeing everyone on the next video. Bye!